And welcome back for episode 6 of my Twisted Wonderland Glorious Masquerade makeup series, where I'm doing a look based off of each character featured in the Glorious Masquerade event. Last episode, I turned myself into an absolute baddie for Jamil's look, and it ended up being one of my favorite looks to date. And for today's episode, we move on to one of my favorite dorms, Ponfiore. Today, the spotlight will shine on Ponfiore's Vice House Warden, the Master Archer, and the self-proclaimed Hunter of Beauty, Rook Hunt. And here's my concept sketch. I know the color palette is more indigo and periwinkle leaning, but I don't have any periwinkle or indigo eyeshadow in my arsenal currently, and I just couldn't afford to get any, so we're gonna work with the purples I got. And without further ado, let's get started. After gluing down my eyebrows and prepping my face, I primed my eyes with my usual Beauty Creations color-based eye primer in Whiteout. You're going to put that all over your eyelid and drag it out to create a wing. Then add it all the way around your under eye and drag it past your inner corner as well. Before moving on, don't forget to add your setting powder barrier under your eyes to catch any fallout. To start on the eyeshadow, we're going to first take a lavender shade and put that all over our inner corner and drag it out to create a point. Then drag it halfway under your eye. I used a combo of the applicator and a small rounded detail brush for this to really get it right. Then you're also going to drag it to the halfway point of your under eye. Next, take a very pale lavender shade and put that all over the rest of your eyelid and drag it past your outer corner to create a wing. Then add it to the rest of your under eye, making it meet up with the darker color. And now to add some sparkle! I added a tiny dollop of my eye primer to a rounded brush and dabbed it onto my inner corner, but not the whole thing. And make sure it's patted down all the way so that it doesn't get on your applicator. And for the sparkle, use a purple shimmer and put that on top of the primer. Again, it took a combo of an applicator and a rounded detail brush for me to get it all on there. Now take a blending brush and blend where the shimmer meets the matte and where the two matte colors meet on your eyelid. I did have to add more of Irresistible into the inner corner to make the blend look better because that shimmer did not want to move. Or maybe it was just my brush. I don't know. When in doubt, you can always finger blend it. Now add a bit of a lavender shimmer on top to make it even sparklier. With that, your eyeshadow is now done, so you are free to remove your setting powder barrier. Now I'm doing the same thing I did with Azul here, and I'm doing my contour, blush, and highlighting before I do the mask element. Again, I'm not really doing anything special for the contouring, but this time I am actually going to be doing some blush. I got some more of the pale lavender and used it on the apples of my cheeks for a soft lavender blush. Or at least I tried to. In hindsight, I really should have been more heavy-handed with it because it almost didn't show up on camera at all. But it's there IRL, so that's what matters. For highlight, I used the lavender shimmer again and added that to the apples of my cheeks, my nose, my forehead, and my cupid's bow. I accidentally put a little too much on my Cupid's bow, but after looking at it for a second, I really liked it, so it turned out to be more of a happy accident than a real one. And now we finally move on to the real star of the show, the bow and arrow. As usual, you're going to take a detail brush and sketch out the whole thing with brown eyeshadow with a reference image on standby. Pro tip, your eye where your bow is going to become part of the arrow, so start drawing the arrow at your inner and outer corner. The sketching process is what took me the longest on this look, and it was especially a struggle for me this time around because I was drawing something on the furthest outer edge of my face, which is already hard for me to see, but I also had to keep my face within frame of the camera so you could actually see what I'm doing. After you're done with the bow and arrow, you're going to sketch out a moon and a star under the outer part of each of your eyes. And now we bring back our metallic gold eyeliner to finally paint it all gold. But we gotta do our actual eyeliner first. So take your metallic gold eyeliner and line your eyes all the way around, creating a point at your inner corners. And for the eye that's inside the bow, you're gonna create a wing that lines up with the line you sketched for the arrow, and line your inner corner point with the arrow line as well. Remember, your eye is going to become one with the arrow, and you're free to do a regular wing on your other eye. And once your eyeliner dries down, you're free to trace over your sketch lines and fill in the whole thing with more gold. Now this step is going to take a hot minute, so while I have you guys here, I want to ask you a question. What is your favorite Halloween movie to watch? And no, I don't mean horror movie. While horror movies can take place during Halloween, not all horror movies are Halloween movies. For me, I can't really do horror movies. I get spooked way too easily, and I get nightmares way too easy, so those are kinda out of the question. So for me, it's either the Halloween Town trilogy, iconic, it's simply not Halloween without it, or Twitches. Specifically the first movie. To me, Twitches 2 was okay, it just didn't have the same vibe as the first one. You understand what I'm saying? The first movie just had this air of whimsy and mystery and fun that I don't feel like the second movie had as much. And while Twitches 2 is the official canonical sequel to the first movie, I cannot say that it is a Halloween movie in the same way that the first one is. The first movie takes place during the fall, on the day of Halloween, aka the twins' birthday, and in every single scene that takes place in our world, almost every single extra you see on camera is wearing a Halloween costume. And there's a big Halloween party at the end, and it's all a good time. The second movie just does not have any of that. It doesn't even take place during October. So yeah, either the Halloween Town trilogy or Twitches 1 for me. And now we're gonna outline parts of the bow and arrow with my Mehron Makeup Basics Face Paint palette. And I know she looks beat up, please don't come for me in the comments. She's just been through a lot, okay? Anyway, I'm using the brown face paint to outline parts and define certain details. And just like with Jamil, you want to be careful but deliberate and quick with some of your strokes so the gold doesn't start moving under the brown. Now normally I don't do this step, but for this particular look I decided to make an exception because right now the bow just kind of looks like a weird hunk of gold on my face. So I believed outlining it was definitely necessary. And for one last addition of gold, you're gonna follow the natural shape of your other eyebrow to create, guess what, a golden eyebrow, with some swirls at the ends. Also, check this out, guys. While I was working on the bow, it finally happened. I actually hit the bottom of the pot. I was just talking about this last episode. I knew it had to be close. Oh my god, finally! Anyways, once the brown fully dries down, we can finally move on to the finishing touch, the lipstick. And I'm using the same one as last time, so everybody please welcome back Black Moon Cosmetics, Sinister Satin, Elm Street. So I did not feel like having a repeat of last episode's lipstick struggles. So I decided to start by drawing the outline of the lip shape I wanted from jump, which helped out a lot. So all I had to do was be careful filling it in, and I nailed it on the first try. Thank goodness. And now it's time for the final reveal. And cue the glamour shots. I like how this look came out a lot more than I thought I was going to. The softer colors just fit Rook really nicely for some reason. And if you couldn't tell already, I was really feeling this look when taking pictures. I felt very French. Some of the best makeup pictures I've taken, honestly. And with that, Rook's makeup look is complete. We are now officially over halfway done with this series. Oh my god. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and stay tuned for next time where I'll be doing a look for Epel. Take care, guys, and until next time, stay twisted.